beauty, a beast, the legendary love story with a twist.
Something evil has taken root in you. True love's kiss will break any curse.
It's different when the beast... No one can ever love me! ...truly is... a monster.
I'm a difficult man to love.
Lost's Emily D. Raven guest stars. ABC's Once Upon a Time. All new Sunday, February 12th, 8/7 Central.
Welcome, one and all, to the fifth and final week of Patreon Request Month 2023 on Escape from Walt Disney, the podcast where we review movies, TV shows, and short films available on Disney Plus, chosen mostly completely at random. I am your host, Tony Goldmark. Joining us today via Zoom, all the way from Burbank, California, Madeline MAYE.
Hello.
Also all the way from Burbank, California, Chris NEBERGALL.
Burbank is a small place.
All the way from the Black Sea, CHARLEY MARLOWE.
I just moved across the world.
And joining us for the very first time on Escape from Walt Disney, all the way from Chicago, Illinois, you know her from the Cuddle Punk YouTube channel. You know her from the Plain White T's music video for Lying About Me and You. And you know her as a mainstay of the Chicago indie punk scene. Please welcome the dumbest girl alive, Veronika VEXED!
I'm here to put the punk in punctual and in anxious avoidant.
You were in a Plain White T's music video?
Yes, she was.
This was pre-transition, but I'm also just now coming around to being able to brag about it again.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
You know, 2 episodes ago on this Patreon Request Month, we covered the Underdog movie from 2007, where the Plain White T's covered the Underdog theme song, so we just can't escape them Plain White T's.
Is Delilah as nice in person as she sounds in that song?
You know, it didn't get brought up. This was by the time where everybody realized that he was kind of a creep for that song.
Oh no!
So I mostly just decided to ask about iCarly, which of course has no creepy undertones whatsoever.
Yeah! I like that song, oh no.
Madeline, we will have a conversation about Hey There, Delilah.
Off pod, yeah.
Like I said, it is the 5th and final week of our 4th annual Patreon Request Month, and this week, the randomizer in its infinite wisdom has picked Once Upon a Time, Season 1, Episode 12, Skin Deep, requested by Nick F. What is everyone in this call's connection to the show Once Upon a Time, and has anyone seen this particular episode?
I have absolutely no experience with this show. I remember commercials for it airing when me and my family would sit down together to watch Modern Family as a family. It seemed very Disney trying to make their own Supernatural or CW show, and I've avoided Supernatural like the plague, so I avoided this like the plague.
I've obviously heard of the show. It's one of those shows that was very talked about at a particular point in history, but I have never watched so much as a second of it, to my memory.
I think maybe me and my family attempted to watch this show because we were really into like the older CW, I think even pre-CW, like Smallville was something that me and my family watched a lot of.
That was back when the CW was just the WB,
yeah,
right?
That's got to be like the start of all this stuff, right?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
Smallville. Yeah. I vaguely remember seeing an episode or 2 of this show and never seeing it again after that. But from what I understand, it was like a fantasy show that became a big Disney commercial as the show went on. That's all I'm aware of.
The reason there are 4 guests on this episode instead of the usual 3 is because I do this thing. It's only come up once before with Agatha on the Luck of the Irish episode, but I do this thing with my guests called emergency guests, where if you've been on the podcast once or twice, I ask you for 2 titles that are on Disney Plus, where if the randomizer picks one of those titles, I will contact you right when we're starting to record the episode and ask, hey, the randomizer just picked this. Do you want to be a last-minute additional guest? CHARLEY MARLOWE made one of their picks Once Upon a Time. Any episode whatsoever of Once Upon a Time. So, CHARLEY, why did you choose to do that?
This is the dumbest show I've ever seen in my life. I love it so much.
Really?
I was an assistant teacher at a special education school, and the homeroom teacher ran out of curriculum for the day. Something was canceled, and had just started binge watching it on her own, so decided to show the first episode. From the very premise, it's just bad. Yes, it is sort of the spiritual successor to the WB shows and CW shows like Buffy and Supernatural, but really, it is the spiritual successor to Lost. Two of the Lost writers created this, and ABC was like, we really want our next Lost. And Lost, it took people a while to realize that it was dumb. This...
It took me right up till season 6 to realize that it had been dumb since season 3.
It does the Lost thing of like half of the episode is a flashback and that ties into the modern day, except the flashback is in this fantasy world where all of the Disney fairy tale characters live together. They don't have the set sizes for castles, so it's all CG and it's tracked with their movement so terribly.
Oh, God.
The rest of it takes place in this town in Maine where no one remembers that they're Disney characters.
Okay,
wow, this whole show is coming back to me now as you're explaining it. I remember it being a really dumb version of that comic book Fables.
It's an idea that just keeps coming up. Like The Wolf Among Us is the same thing.
It's just bad Wolf Among Us, really.
I never once have seen an episode of this show. I've heard many things about it, most of them aggressively negative. This sounds like, what if House of Mouse tried to be a CW show?
It's not that entertaining.
The best description of this show I've ever heard was from David Gansel. What if Kingdom Hearts was Riverdale?
Right.
See, that makes it exciting.
Yeah, and it is exciting. This show is The Room.
No, this is like one of those spin-off like Kingdom Hearts 7.5 divided by square. No one knows what's happening.
It really is as convoluted as Kingdom Hearts. Everyone is either related or fucking.
Or both. I love it.
Not both. The amount of characters that are related but not fucking or fucking but not related. The writer's room had to have like a really concise chart. Like, okay, no, these two characters can't hook up.
The entire production Bible was just trying to figure out like who can and cannot fuck.
Geppetto lives there and he is Italian. No one else is Italian. I guess in their world it's a genetic defect. I don't know.
Please tell me Geppetto is played by Drew Carey.
No, it's not Drew Carey.
My favorite Italian, Drew Carey, yeah.
Mulan is not from China in this. She's from the Empire.
Sure.
Oh,
that's
God.
more racist than if she was just from China.
It is, right?
Meanwhile, it's supposedly set in Maine, which is a real U.S. state, so
well,
what are we doing here?
Oh, yeah, the Empire, Maine, yeah.
Both of my parents are from Maine, so I'll be able to tell if this is accurate.
They're sent to the real world where there are no happy endings is the hook there, and then they forget that they were fairy tale characters.
Okay.
So it's Barbie.
Except for Snow White and Prince Charming's grandson, Henry, who is the dumbest of dumb wiener kids. You couldn't design a kid character to sound more cute. He has this perfect lisp. His voice reminds me of those characters that'll show up in Gravity Falls.
Pop, I just realized that I love you.
Oh, come on! Boo!
Henry is the only one who knows they're in a fairy tale world, so he keeps going around telling people that they're copyrighted Disney characters. What? You're Jiminy Cricket from my storybooks! And then his therapist, instead of Conscience, who always carries an umbrella for normal reasons, I guess.
You might have fair skin. You gotta protect yourself from the sun. We know about that.
We do.
His name is Archibald Hopper, but we jokingly, me and my girlfriend who I watch this with called him Jiminy Man.
Jiminy Man with two N's, like he's related to Michael Mann.
What are you talking about? I'm not Jiminy Cricket.
His name's not Archibald Hopper. You made that up.
That's not the worst one.
So wait, is Jiminy Cricket like a Kafka-esque monster therapist? Is that what's
No,
going
Jiminy
on?
Cricket-
I do not understand.
Jiminy Cricket is a human in Maine, but if you want to know his backstory...
Does he become a cricket at any point in the show?
Yes, he wished on the blue fairy to become a cricket, and that's why he knows her at the beginning of Pinocchio.
You know what? Pretty
Why
cool.
would you wish
I have
to
no
become a
notes about that.
This is
Pretty
Kafka.
awesome.
Why would you wish to be
It's
a
the most
bug?
baffling-
Doesn't he
Is that a
know
fetish
that it's
or
tough
It's
to
tough
be a
to
bug?
be a bug.
There was a whole ride about it.
What an idiot.
In his backstory, he is a 40-year-old with abusive parents in the fairy tale world, so he wishes to become a cricket to escape them.
Do we have the cat and the fox from Pinocchio too? Are they in there?
No, but Pinocchio's a badass and wears a leather jacket.
Sure, why not?
No,
Oh, because he's a rebellious
Still
kid?
better than the Zemeckis version.
The spell doesn't get broken to the end of season 1, so I'm so happy this landed on season 1, because all of season 1 is just Henry going around telling people they're from Disney characters and then being like, shut up, kid.
This kid is basically like a Disney lawyer going around to all these places. Excuse me, you are a Disney property.
I
I
have a
wish that
question.
was the whole show. I wish he like ran into traffic. You're Lightning McQueen from my storybook.
Crash, burn, pain, pain, pain.
That was my context for this show. Oh, here's a new Disney property to put into our IP machine. Like, let's promote as much of ourselves as possible in one very silly show.
So yeah, he has a storybook that recalls the history of their kingdom. The main character is his mom, who is Snow White and Prince Charming's daughter, who grew up in Boston in the real world.
Awful.
She has no idea she's related to fairy tale characters. She gave up Henry when she was 18, and he has been adopted by the evil queen.
What I'm hearing is that the premise is basically like Enchanted, but it sucks.
Yeah.
Fairy tale characters coming into the real world, but instead of it turning into an enchanted, delightful romantic comedy, it turns into just pretentious, boring glop.
Oh, it is a delightful romantic comedy. This takes every turn to rip off The Princess Bride in every way it can. So these normal people with these normal jobs are doing this fairy tale romance, and then when a kid's like, it's because you're fairy tale characters, they're like, no.
So the episode we got in particular was requested by a patron who just wanted to be called Nick F., would not give his full name. I don't blame him if he's picking this. He doesn't want us to track him down, I'm guessing.
He's in Maine.
The episode he picked is Season 1, Episode 12, Skin Deep. The description here on Disney Plus for Skin Deep says, Mr. Gold's house is robbed. Emma suspects he is planning to seek justice. Okay, who's Mr. Gold?
Mr. Gold is Rumpelstiltskin, but also...
That's not a Disney character.
Yeah,
That's not a Disney character.
That's bullshit. I don't like that.
they did Rumpelstiltskin in Muppet Classic Theater, but other than that...
You know what? I was thinking the same thing. You are correct.
Rumpelstiltskin? That is not fair!
And so Piggy guessed the weird little man's name, and everyone lived happily ever after. Except, of course, for Rumpelstiltskin.
This is an outrage!
For the first 3 seasons, they try to pretend these aren't Disney characters, these are fairy tale characters.
Sure.
Bullshit.
Even though Jiminy Man's dog is named Pongo, they pretend like, no,
fuck.
this is not a IP parade.
I've seen Dave's Haunted Mansion video. I know that by the final season, they straight up brought in Madame Leota.
I saw
to this
that
fucking
too.
shit.
At the end of season 3, the narrative comes to a close. There's a finale episode, and then Frozen and Oz the Great and Powerful made a lot of money. So they come back with a season about the Wicked Witch of the West and Elsa.
Just like Supernatural. Supernatural
lot
also
like
ended,
Supernatural.
and then they just gave it like 20 more seasons.
The showrunners thought, okay, we're getting canceled. We may as well wrap this shit up. But then they unexpectedly got another renewal, and they had to continue it for a bunch more years.
The opposite of what happens to most shows.
About a year after Frozen came out, the entire story gets retold beat for beat on television for some reason, which no one wanted.
I was looking up how long this show lasted because I could have sworn it was like 4 seasons. This show started before I was in high school and ended the end of my freshman year of college. This show lasted for 7 years.
7 seasons,
Yeah.
folks.
I love it.
And I
Incredible.
don't know how, because I don't think I could get through one episode of saying this awful dialogue.
This was actually the first appearance of a gay character in Disney, but then once they came out in the series finale, they got sent to Super Hell.
Oh, really? Well, that's fun.
Robert Carlyle, who plays Rumpelstiltskin / Mr. Gold, which is an incredibly anti-Semitic name for the real world version of this baby-stealing goblin.
As someone with gold in his last name, I can confirm.
Oh my god, is Rumpelstiltskin an anti-Semitic?
Probably, yeah. As another Jew, probably.
Most Germanic folklorist.
That would make a lot of sense, honestly.
It's very clear here when they name him Mr. Gold and give him a pawn shop.
God damn it.
like Pawn Stars, yeah.
But Robert Carlyle is Scottish, so there's their excuse. But Robert Carlyle is an amazing fucking actor, and he was asked in an interview, like, hey, I don't mean to sound rude, what the fuck were you doing in Once Upon a Time? And his explanation was he had to move his son to Canada for another role, and when that ended, he didn't want him to have to move and lose all his friends again.
Aw.
So he just accepted the first Canadian role offered to him. Because this is shot in Vancouver,
Of
like a
course
lot of
it's
these
shot in
shows.
Vancouver. Why wouldn't it be?
The most magical place in the world, yeah.
Is Cinderella undercover working for the CIA?
Cinderella has been pregnant for 10 years.
What?
What?
Time is
Cinderella is
frozen.
Bonnie from Family Guy. This is in New England.
Cinderella was pregnant for the CIA? That's so cool.
Wait, with the same baby?
Yes. So time was frozen in this town in Maine until the lead character, the unbeknownst daughter of Snow White and Prince Charming, Emma Swan, shows up, and then time unfreezes when she gets there. Cinderella is several months pregnant when she gets there, and time had been frozen for 10 years.
Jesus God, and I thought Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was convoluted. Holy fuck.
I haven't told you anything.
Oh, really?
I haven't told you about the dwarf eggs.
Dwarf
Okay, you are talking about small eggs, right? I assume you are talking about
I'm
small
talking about
eggs.
large eggs that grown bearded men are born from in footy pajamas. Naturally occurring in the ground, not laid by any animal, plant, or beast.
Oh, so the dwarves do just spring out of holes in the ground.
The dwarves spring out of giant eggs.
I was
in the
on
mines,
Tumblr actively.
in footy pajamas.
Is it too late to revamp this podcast to just be about this show and just dissect all this bullshit?
Oh,
'Cause
someone
holy
must be
fuck.
doing
If
that.
anyone wants to do a Once Upon a Time podcast with me, let me know.
Make the Come On Fahuga Pod guys do it. They're gonna run out of Homestar eventually.
That's true.
I think we need to actually watch this son of a bitch. If we continue to lose our minds, I want it to be for a reason.
We can't have any more preconceptions. I must see this show immediately.
Please enjoy this beautiful music, folks, and we will be right back with even more of our thoughts on Once Upon a Time, Season 1, Episode 12, Skin Deep, right here on Escape from Walt Disney.
Come on home. See what's waiting for you. Waiting for you.
Okay, we just watched Once Upon a Time, Season 1, Episode 12, Skin Deep. That was pretty dumb.
That was basically trash.
That was, at the very least, lukewarm garbage. I'm sure the whole show is hot garbage. This was when it was just starting to heat up a little. They just turned on the gas. It was room temperature garbage at the very least.
They distribute the garbage so unevenly. One of the most insane episodes is like 7 episodes in, and then it's just normal garbage. After that, you're like, wait, hang on. It puts you through whiplash constantly like that.
I was promised that there was going to be a boy. I got about 30 seconds of good boy.
Was that the boy?
That's the boy. You
Okay.
didn't get many chances to be insufferable in this episode, but yes,
Right.
he is adopted by the evil queen, but his
Okay.
birth mother who gave him up for adoption is Emma Swan, the sheriff / daughter of Snow White and Prince Charming, who don't know that they're married, and Prince Charming is married to someone else, so this episode is largely about his Valentine's Day affair.
I feel like it would be impossible to talk about this without just having the entire show info dumped at length to us, because it's obviously so tangled up in its own convoluted lore.
I will withhold until I am asked for it from this point forward.
But I do want to stress, just watching this one episode, even though I'm completely lost as far as narrative lore stuff, I completely, from this episode, understand what this show is.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't need to watch any of the rest of it. I absolutely get it.
I think you need to watch the rest of it, though.
I would love to watch the rest of this.
I know what this show is,
get
and
the
I know
idea.
that I don't need to see any more of it.
We're good. We've sampled it, and we're gonna move on.
Madeline's been shockingly quiet.
I've actually prepared a speech here that I'd like to read for you all, if I may.
Please do.
Go on.
To all my family, friends, loved ones, to all the experiences I've had and will have from now until the cold hand of death comes to collect my soul, to all these and more, I say, you are all dog shit now. My heart has been taken by a man that I can only describe as if Willem Dafoe played the greasy strangler. When I watch my future child exit my womb as I hold them tight and they smile at me, my only thought will be, they chipped the cup, my fucking God, they chipped the cup. I will now be living in the woods of Griffith Park, taking on the position once held by Mountain Lion P22. I expect my days to be difficult but fruitful. If you see me in the ruins of the old LA Zoo, please do not approach me, for I have seen a man turn into the rose from Beauty and the Beast, and I am no longer responsible for my actions. Drill wise for life, thank you.
Bravo! Bravo, Madeline.
I'm sure that this will completely change the way the fan base sees you.
I worked very hard on it, so thank you for that. It had to be said.
So you're in love with Rumpelstiltskin too, right?
Yeah, I think once I can peel enough layers back of Rumpelstiltskin
And
for
she
sex
means
to
literally.
happen.
Literally peeling back layers of thick, sweaty reptile skin.
I feel like it'd be a project kind of like opening up a peanut that's been dipped in hot sauce. But I think it'll work out.
His performance is so fucking fun to watch.
It's mostly fun to watch, but every time he fucking cackled, my skin crawled. I hated that fucking cackle.
Well, your skin's supposed to crawl. He's a scary reptile man.
It wasn't in a good way.
I mean, I'm not an expert on scary reptile men, but I don't think they sound like me when I see, like, a rabbit.
This guy's talking into the mirror like the Green Goblin.
I know! Hey, Belle, you wanna die?
There are more than a few parallels between this television show and the way Rumpelstiltskin is portrayed and the leader of the Volturi in Twilight, and I can't get any of it out of my head.
Yeah.
He sparkles, he does weird giggle type things, he just kind of prounces around like a little weird guy. He's the leader of the Volturi.
But then as Mr. Gold, he plays it completely straight and has this downplayed demeanor.
I can imagine Emily DeRavin, who's in this. I don't know the right way to pronounce her name, but she was Claire in Lost, and she plays Belle. I can imagine her being disappointed at the way she was written off Lost, like everyone was, and then getting this show thinking, okay, it's going to be a fresh start, a new series, and then going, I've made a terrible mistake.
Good God, did she ever.
I've made a terrible mistake.
My love.
Again.
What I think is a really interesting plot point in this show, though, is not only have they lost their memories of their past lives, but they also lost their ability to act like normal people.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is very sad.
Well, almost all of them have lost their memories. I'm guessing this is the episode where we found out, because it was treated as such a big reveal, that quote-unquote Mr. Gold and quote-unquote Regina, however you pronounce
Regina.
it.
Yeah, it's pronounced Regina.
Absolutely.
This was filmed in Canada, wasn't it? That's how they pronounce the city in Canada.
All right, ma'am, let's take a look at that Regina.
God.
I want to point out that Regina is Latin for queen.
Oh.
Because this show is stupid. But
Really? This show is stupid, huh?
This show proves what I've been saying. All writing classes should be outlawed because it teaches people to do dumb shit like this.
Yeah.
Just get rid of them.
Cinderella's name is Ashley. Oh, I get it.
Oh.
Cinders, ashes.
my favorite in this one is Belle's father, Maurice,
Yes!
in Storybrooke. By the way, it's called Storybrooke.
Storybrooke, get it?
Storybrooke, Maine. His name is Mo French.
Mo French.
Mo is in
French.
short for Maurice, and French because he's from France, y'all.
Yeah.
And he's more French. Yeah, he's the most
Mo
French.
French, no problems. That's what I always say.
French.
Maurice is king now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Belle's a princess because obviously then it wouldn't be a royal romance.
Yeah, and then Chip the Cup is Rumpelstiltskin's son or whatever. I don't fucking know.
I love the idea that the Chip references are for drama.
If I can be real, that has broken me. I'm not saying almost broke me.
It's chipped you, really.
That chipped cup, I swear to God, I will never be normal. Not that I was particularly normal before, but everything is gone now. My brain will never work properly again after seeing that.
How many characters are also other characters? Because Rumpelstiltskin appears to be Rumpelstiltskin, the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, and kind of the crocodile at the same time. He's got like crocodile skin
he is
jacket.
TikTok the crocodile.
God.
The magic mirror is also the genie of the lamp from Agrabah.
Sure, why not?
The magic mirror, whose name, of course, is Sidney Glass.
So naturally, I'm assuming
Cousin of
Dumbo
Philip
is
Glass, yeah.
Dumbo is also Tinkerbell and Claude Frollo, right?
Tinkerbell is the green fairy that works for the blue fairy, of course.
Obviously.
Somewhere in New York, Kyle Calgren is screaming and having flashbacks of Mr. Nobody.
Sidney Glass is played by Giancarlo Esposito
Wow.
a week after he was written off of Breaking Bad.
What?
He died on Breaking Bad, and then a week later he shows up in this stupid show.
Good for
He
him.
just walked across the street into a different soundstage.
No, he had to go from New Mexico to Canada. Good for him. That's a long walk.
This show is such a fucking jumble of all these fairy tale elements. It's the kind of show where 40 minutes into this 44-minute episode, the queen will just walk up to Rumpelstiltskin and say, by the way, I need to talk to you about a mermaid. Fuck you.
Yeah, this show is what being gaslighted feels like.
Absolutely.
Yes.
If someone
Yes,
was like,
yes.
what is gaslighting? I'm going to show you an episode of a show.
Yes.
You'll understand exactly what I'm talking about.
It's lines like the mermaid one that had me say to my girlfriend when we were watching it, how do these actors say these lines without bursting out laughing?
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Takes a lot of skill.
They're way better actors than we give them credit for. Like, yes, they don't act like humans. Like Mary Margaret Blanchard, Snow White, is this cartoonish, puerile version. I hate it.
Played by the voice of Judy Hopps, by the way.
Yes.
Ooh, good
Which
for
was
her.
after this, so it can be presumed
Aw.
that she was cast in Zootopia because of this performance.
What if this show had lasted long enough to include Zootopia into its mythos?
And
That would have been
Snow White
awkward.
also be
I
Judy.
need that. And Wreck-It Ralph can come by.
Yeah.
Can I tell you the Wreck-It Ralph reference?
Please, dear
Of
God.
course there was actually a Wreck-It Ralph reference. Please, I'm dying
It's
to know.
fucking amazing. Someone calls up and is like,
Ralph, I have a job for you. You know that place selling beignets? Wreck it.
Of course.
Wackety.
No, you are
Smackety.
What
gaslighting
was your
me.
joke, Madeline? You had a joke that was basically that.
Oh.
You said a character named Oliver was going to show up and say, "We've got company."
Yeah, that was mine. That's going to happen.
Can I express how aghast I am at the digital sets in this?
Oh
Being
my
just
God.
Unacceptable. They didn't build a door. There's a door that the characters walk through that is rendered on Blender. It's ridiculous.
These
It's
CG sets
ridiculous.
make Phantom Menace look like Edward fucking Scissorhands.
I complained about the sets at the intro and was watching this episode and I was like, oh, they're not as bad in this one. I might have overhyped this.
What? No, they were pretty
This
bad.
is them at their best. This is the CG green screen sets at their
You're
best.
Once Upon a Time pilled.
I can't fathom how bad they are in the other episodes.
Jesus Christ.
It's like a video game cutscene in the other episodes.
I recommend you check out just the beginning of the first episode. The evil queen enters Snow White's wedding, and we see a tracking shot of her walking along the floor, and it's like she's on an airport conveyor belt. The floor is not even moving remotely at the same
It
speed
looks
as
like
her.
those videos where they like edit characters
Wait.
from Breaking Bad into
Wait.
a video game.
Yes.
You're telling me they didn't bother to build a floor?
Right?
They didn't bother.
It's a big chapel, Tony, so
It's
she had
a
to walk
floor.
really far.
Floors don't look like floors on TV. You gotta use CG computers.
Gotta use ceilings.
Have you ever seen those YouTube videos that's like Mr. Bean in Skyrim or something, where they've taken footage of Mr. Bean, keyed him out lazily, and dropped him into Skyrim or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it looks like.
It does.
Here's what blows my mind. Several years after this, the same network with the same production company
in the same time slot.
made Gallivant.
I knew this was coming up.
Which was this funny, goofy show that could actually afford to go to Europe and shoot in real castles.
Gallivant was a mid-season replacement for Once Upon a Time.
Right.
So Once Upon a Time stopped airing, and in the same time slot, actual castles were on television.
And on that same note, this show commits the cardinal sin of reminding you of a better show that it isn't right at the beginning when the Rose van says Game of Thorns.
Yes!
Game of Thrones, a show which shot in locations all over the world in actual castles and medieval cities and wild, rugged country, came out the same year as this season.
I think you're missing the joke, though. This says Game of Thorns because they're selling flowers.
Oh, how foolish of me.
Unconscionable.
Get it? We're acknowledging the competition. Do you get it?
Honestly, I respect it. Incredible.
While also stealing the music from Game of Thrones right at the beginning.
So the show jumps forwards and backwards in time. These are all characters in this fairy tale kingdom. Does the fairy tale kingdom have a name, by the way?
That'd be good, right?
It doesn't even have a fucking name.
Fantasyland.
So it jumps forwards and backwards from these characters' lives in this mythical fairy tale kingdom to modern day in Storybrooke, and it keeps going back and forth. I assume every episode, at least in season 1, was like this.
This was the formula of Lost, and Lost
Right,
was
right,
what
right.
it was replacing.
Now, Nick F., who requested this, did not say exactly why he was requesting this episode in particular, but I'm guessing it's because...
it's the greatest thing ever? Yeah, I mean, that's why I would have recommended it. Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
Perfect show.
I'm guessing it's because I did that series of 3 videos on Beauty and the Beast with Kyle Calgren several years ago, and the flashbacks in this episode are another Beauty and the Beast retelling.
Can I give you an alternate possible reason why it was chosen?
Sure.
Rumple and Belle, the ship is called, is the big ship within the fans among grown adults who should know better.
Are you... Rump Belle? That's the Raylo of this show?
Yeah.
Fucking Rump Belle?
Can I name drop for a second?
Please do.
Briefly after Ray and I watched this episode, we spent my birthday dinner with Michelle Knotts, the voice of Jessie in Pokemon, and we're like, yeah, we've been watching Once Upon a Time, and she, unironically, with nostalgia in her voice, was like, oh, I loved that show. I loved Rumple and Belle's relationship, and Ray and I were like, cool, yeah, we're watching the same show, so...
Here's the weird thing. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I can actually see why that ship happened. Not that it's a good relationship.
Well, he's a fixer-upper.
He's a fucking incel.
He's a project.
But I will say, one of the few compliments I will pay this episode, I do think the actors who played Belle and Rumpelstiltskin had really good chemistry with each other. Just the actors.
The age gap is weird.
The age gap's very weird.
Also the species gap.
Well, he used to be human, right?
He is a man. He was a draft dodger in the Ogre War.
Of course he was.
After being mocked...
That's why this show films in Canada, because all the draft dodgers fled to Canada to escape the Ogre War.
I'll be right back because I have to drink a lot of Drano. And then I will come back for the rest of this explanation.
Sure, let me know when you're back.
Please tell me about the Ogre Wars. Tell us about the Ogre Battle 64 Wars. I'm excited.
How much do you know about the Gear Wars exactly?
So he wasn't in the Ogre Wars. He was a draft dodger. And because he avoided fighting in the Ogre Wars, he is mocked by his village for being a coward. He has a son, as they established, and he's like, I don't want my son to be bullied for his dad being a coward. I know what I'll do. I'll become Satan.
What?
Become what?
Could it be Satan?
Well, they call him the Dark One here, but it's basically Satan.
Honey, there's no dark ones in this show.
He decides to kill the previous Satan to become Satan.
Oh, yeah.
The Satan Claus, if you will.
Yeah.
Tim Allen was the previous Satan. I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Or current, maybe.
Or Martin Short. Great options all around.
There we go.
Or Carl Featherbottom.
His son escaped to the real world to get away from his father, who is Satan now. That's touched on here slightly, as he claims he forgot about everything by spinning gold, but he still seems haunted by that, and that's what him and Belle connect over.
And his son's a cup now?
No, his son is a human man living in New York City, and plot twist, he's actually Henry's biological father.
Of course.
Who's Henry?
The boy.
Henry is the boy. Henry is Snow White's grandson.
Okay, no, shut up. Say that again. Say that slower for me.
Snow White's grandson.
Yes, the
is
child.
Secretly also Rumpelstiltskin's grandson, and he's been adopted by the evil queen. I told you, everyone is either related or fucking.
Wait, and then the boy had... Wait, so Henry
The boy grew
is...
into a man somewhere. You see, there's aging involved.
So the boy grew into a man, but he's still a boy.
No, he's a man now.
I'm gonna need a flow chart.
We just
for all
saw
this.
him. He's a
Did you write
child.
this plot
No,
for the
child
Yule-log
is the
episode?
grandson.
Okay.
The father of that child is Rumpelstiltskin's son, who grew up in the real world.
Oh,
So wait,
okay.
Rumpelstiltskin fucked Snow White?
Snow White and Prince Charming had Emma Swan, who had a one-night stand with Rumpelstiltskin's son, Balefire.
Okay,
What
okay.
Disney character is Rumpelstiltskin's son?
His name's just Balefire, although Rumpelstiltskin's dad
Wait,
is
his name
Peter
is
Pan.
Bellfire.
Bellfire.
Yeah,
Bellfire.
He must have had a great childhood. Yeah.
but you missed me saying Rumpelstiltskin's dad is Peter Pan.
What?
Rumpelstiltskin's dad is Sweet Pete from the Chippendale Rescue
Yeah,
Rangers movie.
Rumpelstiltskin's dad is Sweet Pete. No, Peter Pan is a boy in this scenario.
What?
Well, then how can
Okay.
he father a child?
Neverland, he doesn't age or de-aged or something. I don't care.
So Rumpelstiltskin's mom was a pedophile.
This whole show is pedophiles.
He de-aged
it's
somehow.
pedophiles all the way
This
down.
is a pedophile show.
Oh my god, are we on a list
is
now
my
for
hell.
watching this show?
Yes.
I'm so scared.
When he fathered Rumpelstiltskin, he didn't look like a child, and I didn't get this far into the show, but then somehow he went back to looking like a child.
What? He's Benjamin Button. He aged backwards?
We were joking before we watched this about how Rumpelstiltskin is probably an anti-Semitic fairy tale, and we opened to this guy named Mr. Gold. All he does is steal babies all day, and literally is a reptilian.
Yes, that's correct.
Literal fucking New World Order shit.
I think you're missing the hook nose, though.
Yeah, his nose wasn't quite hooky
That was
enough.
probably a note, and they had to take it out. It was like, no, we can't go that far.
And of course, it's TV, so even though it's supposed to be this small town, everyone's just flawlessly beautiful. Storybrooke is where they keep all the supermodels in between runway gigs.
Mm-hmm.
The slutty waitress who Snow White and Cinderella go
God,
out
waitress,
drinking.
who is that?
Love her.
That is Red Riding Hood, a werewolf who ate her boyfriend.
Who's dressed like a goth version of Britney Spears. Spears in the Baby One More Time video, but she's a waitress.
She dresses like me, I will say, for the record.
From what you've told me, this character is now my favorite, just from that description.
yes,
I
for
loved
sure.
everything you said.
The funniest part is her grandmother in Storybrooke, Maine is still named Granny.
Yeah, obviously. She doesn't have a name.
I feel like we could go into the lore infinitely here, but I'd like to talk about the actual plot of this episode.
Let's focus on this.
Yeah.
So it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling where Rumpelstiltskin is the Beast. That's the one sentence description.
Yeah, it's like Beauty and the Beast if it was the worst thing that you'd ever seen.
Yeah, basically, to save the kingdom from war with his Rumpelstiltskin magic, he makes a deal with the king to take his daughter Belle as his prisoner servant, and falls in love with her because he's lonely and she's hot, and then she falls in love with him for no reason at all, even though he's a gross, sweaty reptile man.
Because he has a tragic backstory. She can fix him.
She does actually choose this because he says,
Yes.
give me your daughter and I'll prevent the war. And King Maurice says, no, never, get out of here. And he says, all right, enjoy your war. And she's like, no, I'll go with him. I'll sacrifice myself to prevent war. And she later clarifies that she did that because I guess she wanted to be a hero and sacrifice herself.
And I think she wanted to get out of her arranged marriage to Prince Gaston.
That too, yeah.
Prince Gaston, yes.
Who Rumpelstiltskin instantly Thanoses. Just snaps his fingers and poof.
Gaston shows up in a Warcraft 3 cutscene at the door of Rumpelstiltskin's mansion. It's like, I've come to rescue the lot of you! And he just gets immediately turned into a rose.
Ow! Ugh, I'm bad at this.
Because there's a rose in Beauty and the Beast, you see.
Sure.
Me and Veronika were texting while watching this, and she messaged me, like, wait till you get to the rose. I'm like, fuck are you talking about? And then it happens, and I'm just dead. I drop on the floor. Whatever I thought was going to happen was not even close.
Here's the thing. Fortunately, every episode of this show has its own Wikipedia page, so I was following along on Wikipedia to figure out what the hell was
I've also
happening.
been following along with the wiki this whole time.
Boo. No, I was doing the game. I'm playing this to win it.
You play it your way, I'll play it mine. So,
Right.
I didn't piece together at first that he turned Gaston into the rose. I thought he literally just made Gaston crumble to purple pixie dust, and then the rose just happened to be on the ground or something.
The rose does drop.
Your
You see it, yeah.
confusion is a result of the special effects being lazy and clumsily put
exactly.
together. They could have just done the morphing effect that's been in existence since Willow and made it clearer than what they did. So then they have this conversation where Belle is just dissing on Gaston while he is sitting in a vase on the table because he's a rose now.
Yeah.
It's not implied whether or not he has sentient thought at this
No,
point.
if you talk to flowers, they grow better, so he can hear you.
Well,
for sure.
obviously that's true
Yeah.
in the real world, but this is a fantasy, darling.
Oh, I'm sorry. Something ridiculous like that can't exist in the fantasy world. You're correct.
This is the world of logic, you see.
In the world of fantasy, flowers are just flowers.
No one grows like this rose. No one flows like this rose.
Belle is played by Claire from Lost, and she's basically still just doing her Australian accent, even though her character is from some kind of fantasy France, I guess.
I mean, to be fair, Rumpelstiltskin's doing like 7 accents at once.
Yeah.
Accents are a genetic defect in this world.
The animated Beauty and the Beast gets accused a lot of Stockholm Syndrome. I don't think that's entirely fair in that case. In this case, maybe?
A little
maybe,
bit.
kinda.
For sure.
I would never suggest a young woman to kiss a man who held her captive. Kind of message is that?
It doesn't help that in between the two first scenes where we see the two of them interacting, 3 months have passed off screen. In the movie, you can tell they are falling in love with each other, or at least taking a fondness to each other, because you see them interact.
You know, perhaps there's something there that wasn't there before.
There is no interaction between the two of them that we see between those two scenes.
It's one of my favorite bad tropes. It's like at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2, Gwen Stacy died, and then like it says, oh, a year has passed and he's better. 5 seconds of screen time fucking happened.
Yeah.
Right.
What are you talking about?
I don't even remember a year passing at the end of that movie, honestly. It felt like it was the following week.
Who knows?
And then the Rhino came back and Spidey's back in action.
It's great.
On behalf of the fine people of New York City and real rhinos everywhere, I ask you to put your mechanized paws in the air.
At one point early on in this episode, Belle accidentally drops a cup and chips it slightly. Get it? Because it's Chip from Beauty and the Beast. Totally not the Disney characters, folks. Totally just these generic fairy tales.
And this is season 1.
And then that fucking chipped cup becomes the fucking MacGuffin through the rest of the episode.
Yeah, because it's the thing that reminds him of her. It becomes his most cherished emotional relic.
Do I still have to sleep in the cupboard?
Now, I will say, if there's any part of this episode that worked for me, and that's a big fucking if, it was the scenes between Belle and Rumpelstiltskin. Again, I thought the actors had chemistry, and I actually did kind of like the scene where they're starting to trust each other.
Go to town and fetch me some straw. When you return, I'll share my tale.
You trust me to come back?
Oh, no. I expect I'll never see you again.
That I actually kind of like, but then, of course, it immediately smash cuts to modern day with the ladies sitting around the table drinking shots, and it's just so fucking jarring.
The whole scene with the girls at the bar seemed like it was a B-plot that got shoved into this episode because it continued an ongoing thread in the
The
show.
reason that scene is in this episode is because Ruby / Red Riding Hood's sole character trait,
The goth waitress, right?
is that she sleeps with men. So you can't have her in an episode and not have her be like, by the way, I fuck.
I'm so sorry. Are you implying at all that goth women are fetishized?
Heaven forbid.
I've never heard of such a thing.
This small town has everything. It's got goth waitresses. It has a mafia, I guess. So much happening. This was like, what if Twin Peaks, but completely on accident? No one was doing Twin Peaks on purpose.
That's a fantastic description. The writers and directors just assumed people talked like that.
This town in Maine was accurately white.
Oh yeah, no people of color at all
None
in this
whatsoever.
fucking
Well,
show.
I told you there is Giancarlo Esposito, so
Not in
there's
this
token.
one.
Not in this episode.
No, not in this one.
I saw one black extra in the diner. So there you go. There's your representation.
I think Lancelot is black.
Is he? Okay.
So we're promised people of color. We just don't see them in
Right,
this
right, right.
episode. Great. That's cool.
So Emma Swan, she's Snow White's daughter, you said, but she doesn't know that?
Yeah, she doesn't know. When she was 18, she got pregnant, gave the child up for adoption. The show starts when Henry comes back into her life to get away from the evil queen, his adopted mother.
And she's the sheriff of this town.
There's a different sheriff at the start of the show, but I don't even remember how he gets written off. He's the huntsman.
Duel at high noon. I know how sheriffs work.
Yeah. She becomes the sheriff because her whole character is that she's this badass Han Solo type.
No, that's ACAB. Han Solo was never a cop. I don't like that. Don't fucking say that about Han Solo. Very rude.
Han Solo hates cops.
When Prince Charming was in the pharmacy picking up a Valentine's Day card for both his wife and the woman he's having an affair with.
Oh, I love that scene.
Snow White is his mistress, right? That's what's happening here?
Yeah, the pharmacist briefly sneezes.
Oh, God.
For fuck's sake.
Is it Sneezy?
That's Sneezy, the dwarf.
That's what that meant. Fuck you.
So that man cracked out of an egg?
That man was born that age from an egg in footy pajamas.
You know what this is all making me feel right now? The opening passage of The Call of Cthulhu. We live on a placid island of ignorance, and it was never meant that we should venture far into the sea of infinity. The most merciful thing in the world is the inability of the human mind to correlate its contents. I feel like I'm having knowledge I didn't want shoved into my head.
We are seeing the old ones right now.
This whole show is an eldritch horror.
Can we talk about the guy giving the wrong Valentine's card?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
To Snow White?
I quote the Valentine's card in particular. Catherine, I woof you.
I woof you! Oh my
Now,
god!
far be it from me to imply that anybody on this show has ever had sex, but it appears to me that someone's trying to poorly disguise their fetish in this show. I know, someone trying to poorly disguise fetish shit in Disney. I'm as shocked as you are, but I do think it might be happening.
I choose you is sexier than that.
Hey, look, I'm a trans girl, and I whoop you's too much even for me. That's gonna tell
I
you
can second that. We are on the same page here.
In the fairy tale world, Snow White and Prince Charming were in love, and that was that. So to torture them, he was made to be married to someone else who he doesn't even know in Storybrooke. And he wakes up from a coma through mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. You get it? I'll pause for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because dead.
He doesn't remember his wife. She's just like, hi, I'm married to you. And he's like, yep.
Are we sure she's not pulling a while you were sleeping?
Or an overboard.
It is a while you were sleeping with like 50 more steps because she remembers being his wife. The evil queen who put the curse on the town is like, that'll get him.
Is she a fantasy character, Catherine?
Catherine is a princess he was arranged to be married to before he fell in love with Snow White.
She's Princess Eilonwy from the Black Cauldron or some shit. Who the fuck cares?
Fun fact, if you try to click on Catherine's alternate in the fantasy universe, Princess Abigail, on Wikipedia, it just redirects you to the exact same Wikipedia article you're already on.
Aw, I love that.
Because Wikipedia woofs you.
So the modern version of Rumpelstiltskin, Mr. Gold, basically hijacks Mo French's truck because he hates Mo French for reasons that we find out later.
Or earlier.
Or right now.
We, the audience, find out later in the episode.
We find out that a whole lot of stuff happened off screen.
Tony, why on earth did you have the four of us on one episode?
Tony, don't you know time is an illusion?
Time has never been real.
Time is warped and space is bendable.
That's what I've learned from watching the show. Time is fake.
Lunchtime doubly so.
He hijacks the fucking Game of Thorns truck because it was some mafia shit where he didn't pay back a debt or whatever. Mr. Gold hates Mo French because Mr. Gold, we find out, actually remembers being Rumpelstiltskin. And he thinks after Belle returned to Maurice, Maurice fucking drove her to suicide. Turns out that's not true either. We find out at the very fucking end.
That she flew over the cuckoo's nest, yes.
Because the evil queen found Belle on the way to town.
The evil queen, who is dressed like some combination of Cruella de Vil and Princess Mombi from Return to Oz.
Oh, she has these absurd Mombi outfits in every fantasy scene. They're so bad and so good. I love them so much.
She looks like she's about to watch the Hunger Games. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And her guards are all dressed as Darth Vader.
Perfect.
The reason the guards are completely covered from head to toe is because this show aired on ABC and sometimes they kill the guards and they're like, well, we don't want it to look like they're killing humans.
Same reason the stormtroopers are dressed that way.
So they go the Marvel Climax route of just making them faceless.
Yes, and it's so obvious.
They're actually all robots. They burst into sparks.
They're not robots, Rick! It's a figure of speech, Morty. They're bureaucrats. I don't respect them. Just keep shooting, Morty.
Belle brings up the evil queen to Rumpelstiltskin, and it sends him into a fucking incel fit.
Rumpelstiltskin's goddamn line reading on the Queen! Your friend, the Queen! That knocked me for a loop right there.
Perfect scene. I did love him having his little hissy fit when he's smashing everything.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
This is a great show.
Yeah, right?
10 out of 10. Are we on the review part? Yeah, I can say that.
Rumpelstiltskin locks Belle in the dungeon. We don't know how long she's been in that dungeon, but of course her makeup is still immaculate.
Slay girl, yeah.
He says, my power means more to me than you, and she just says, no, it doesn't. Why is that so unbelievable to you?
Because there's a redemption arc in the works.
Because love, I guess, whatever.
They have a whole season to drag out.
The introduction of Belle begins the redemption arc for Rumpelstiltskin.
That whole scene is very Attack of the Clones for me because I can tell that these two people are very talented actors and that they are able to put chemistry together, but the direction and the dialogue they are being given is just the scum of the earth.
And the CG room they're in.
Belle eventually leaves, who cares? The evil queen fucking lies to Rumpelstiltskin about what Maurice did to Belle after she went home.
He was cruel to her. He locked her in a tower and sent in clerics to cleanse her soul with scourges and flame.
No worse than what Matt Walsh does to his kids. But anyway.
There you go.
Whackity schmackity do.
I snuck some political commentary in there.
I was told there would be no politics on this podcast.
I don't know who the hell told you that.
I mean, we're all against the evil mayor of Storybrooke.
Who's the mayor?
Who's the evil mayor of Storybrooke?
The evil queen is now the mayor.
Oh, she is?
What?
I did not get that at all.
She has like unchallenged power in the town, like a queen, and no one ever points out, wait, but you're just like a mayor.
She's the Pete Buttigieg of this Storybrooke town, yeah.
Similarly, the reason Mr. Gold is able to repossess any van he wants is not because of mafia shit, it's because he owns everything in the town, and that gives him this
That's
kind
mafia
of power.
shit! That is literally mafia shit!
No, he's like everyone's landlord.
What do you think Mafia does? That's literally what a Mafia
But it's all above board, supposedly.
Yeah, we are a legitimate business.
It's the Mafia with fewer steps, basically.
I have spent a fair amount of time in the sticks of Maine. I can 100% guarantee the Boston Mafia does stretch up there.
Hell yeah.
So apparently the fucking mayor queen egged Mo French on to rob Mr. Gold's house.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one thing that he stole in particular that Mr. Gold is particularly angry about. It's the cup. And so he fucking tracks him down, kidnaps him, takes him to this remote cabin in the woods.
And gives him a solid caning.
He beats the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
8 out of 10. Very good caning, yeah.
And then gets punished by being sent to the drunk tank like this was a minor misdemeanor.
Yeah,
because he's Mafia! He owns everything!
He has a long conversation with the sheriff before she arrests him.
He should have been in handcuffs from the very beginning of that interaction.
She's just slightly amused that he did this.
You're paying off the cops. That's what you do.
And he's about to fucking leave, and she says, oh, wait, no, I actually have to arrest you. Sorry.
Oh, and one more thing. You're under arrest.
I knew I was forgetting something.
What? Oh, yes. All that stuff I did.
So the mayor queen and the Rumpelstilts Mr. Gold, whatever.
Or Rumple. I like the nickname Rumple that the queen gives.
Rumpelgold.
Rumpenselskin.
Rumpy! We should call him Rumpy. I like that one.
Sure,
Rumpy.
why not? So Rumpy and Mayor Queen reveal to each other for, I'm guessing, the first time in this series that they know who they really are. They both actually remember their time in the fairy tale kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck this show. And she gives him back the fucking cup. During that whole fucking scene, especially when it builds up to Mayor Queen saying, "We shall see."
I'm gonna be out of here in no time, and nothing between us will change.
We shall see.
Hey, don't bogart that scenery. Leave some for the rest of us to chew.
Well, he is TikTok the crocodile, so he just chomps down on that scenery.
Did he eat, or in some way metaphorically eat, Captain Hook's hand?
He cut off Captain Hook's hand, and because he's green and slimy, when Captain Hook meets him, he's like, ew, who are you, you croc?
Okay.
Then he eats the hand.
Does
which
he
is
have
also
any
gross,
association with clocks?
At one point, for no reason that I can discern, Captain Hook says to him, TikTok.
Okay.
So it sounds like Captain Hook's just really trying hard to make
No,
this
he was
sick.
watching TikTok at the time.
Yeah, he was.
This is written with the bare minimum of effort.
Captain Hook is trying too hard.
Yeah.
This show trying too hard? Surely you jest.
Hey, look at this TikTok crocodile guy, right? Everyone's like, no, that's Rumpelstiltskin. We're fine with that. We're not going to call him Crocodile.
Oh, I forgot to tell you he's also Carl from Up.
What?
What? No, you made that up.
You motherfucker.
That's just the joke that we were making at the beginning of
You're
this.
gaslighting.
Carl has no boy.
They do have a boy, but when they have the boy, him and his previous marriage, they live on top of an idyllic waterfall, and then he goes on some journey when she dies.
That's just a
I
reference.
can assure you that within the first 10 minutes of Up, it is implied that these people cannot have a boy.
So how do they work Condor Man into all this? That's what I'm wondering.
I'm very excited.
Condor Man and the Country Bears.
Well, of course, the Country Bears would also be Winnie the Pooh
of
at
course.
the same time.
And Baloo.
Oh my god, who's Winnie the Pooh in the show?
To the best of my memory, I do not recall any Winnie the Pooh references.
There's no Winnie the Pooh in this show? Is there a Stitch? Is there a fucking...
The Stitch get a glitch. The Stitch get a glitch in Once Upon a
There's
Time.
no Stitch that I know of either.
Is there a Timon and or Pumbaa?
I don't think so.
There has to be a Lion
Is
King.
the Roseanne cow from Home on the Range in this TV
It's
show?
the Martin Short robot from Treasure Planet.
When do they work in the Father Guido Sarducci character from Atlantis? That mustache guy.
When do we see the two dogs from the junkyard in Aristocats?
Charlie, I have a serious question. Do dragons show up in this show?
No, but Dr. Frankenstein does, so that's similar.
What?
I'm done. I'm done.
Fucking Disney!
Shows shouldn't require a flowchart.
Not Dr. Frank and Ollie from Runaway Brain?
No, he's from a different storybook world, y'all.
When do the Heartless and Organization 13 show up?
I'm gonna scream so loud right now.
If you tried to fit this and Kingdom Hearts into the same continuity, your brain would explode.
I think it would make more sense. Yeah, I think it cancels each other out.
So the final scene of this fucking nightmare is the Mayor Queen going to the mental ward of the town hospital, and she brings a rose. I don't know if it's the same rose that was Gaston.
It probably is. Who cares?
Gaston is like, hey, why are we in Maine? Can you get me out of this mental hospital vase?
Or it could be just an ordinary rose, because again, remember, Mo French did run a florist truck.
And what was it called again?
Maybe this town just spends money with flowers. Maybe that's just their currency.
A florist truck called what again?
No, all those flowers are the all in the golden afternoon flowers from Wonderland. You can learn a lot of things from the flowers.
No, this is my theory. It is mafia, and they are all people. This is a human trafficking front.
Oh,
That's
my
fair.
God.
Oh, okay.
See, this is what Sound of Freedom was trying to warn us about, and we didn't listen.
We didn't listen.
We laughed at them.
We didn't listen.
And what was the name of his business again?
Game of Thorns.
Game of Thorns, yes. I mean, I mentioned Golden Afternoon. We should point out there was a spin-off of this show just about Alice in Wonderland.
Once Upon a Time in
I
Wonderland.
saw that when we were searching it on Disney Plus, and I'd forgotten that they had a spin-off.
Spin-off! Is there any word more thrilling to the human soul?
The Evil Queen's mother is the Queen of Hearts.
Okay.
And one of the dumbest interpretations of a character is Sebastian Stan as Goth Mad Hatter.
Sebastian Stan, a huge fan of the crab from The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
And they're all in the Society of Explorers and Adventurers.
They sure are.
And they all eat people.
So anyway, the Mayor Queen brings what may or may not be Gaston in flower form to the mental hospital.
She passes Gaston to the 1950s nurse that she is definitely fucking.
Yeah,
Nurse Ratched.
Nurse Ratched!
And if you pay attention, the janitor is Chief. I don't know why it's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Nurse Ratched is Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Who cares? Oswald the Lucky Ratched!
Is Mickey Mouse in this show?
It's pretty benign. There's a Mickey Mouse plushie at one point, but I will tell you,
Hidden Mickey, hidden Mickey, hidden Mickey, hidden Mickey.
Walt Disney is canon to this world.
What?
He's got a Stan Lee cameo, right?
I told you that Henry knows that they're fairy tale characters because of a storybook he reads that cataloged the world of their land. There have been several authors of that book, and they say the first was a man named Walt who died sometime in the 60s.
my
It could be Walt Whitman. We don't know that's Walt Disney.
It's Walter Cronkite.
It was Walter Knott.
It's Walter White! Because, like I said, Gus Fring is in it.
So anyway, she goes to the mental ward, and in one of the cells, lo and behold, is dun-dun-dun-dun, fucking Belle.
I remember when that scene happened, I went over to Chris. He's like, watch it be fucking Dumbo in there. Who cares?
Belle is not even dead. She's just locked up in a mental ward. The queen was fucking lying the whole time. And it's a mental ward, but of course she's still got beautiful red lipstick on.
Obviously.
How do you serve cunt in a mental ward?
I think instead of making it the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest mental hospital, they should have done the Return to Oz one, but that's just me.
But no one remembers Return to Oz.
It took you like 10 minutes to actually get around to saying that after you started talking about the final scene.
Yeah.
Because we kept just having to divert to talk more about this ridiculous lore. And I think that's a sign that this show is just poisonous to the brain.
It really is.
Like a poison apple, yeah.
It's the most delicious poison I've ever tasted.
Human beings wrote this show, and that makes me so happy.
Did they, though? Did they really?
There are people in the world who put this on a page and was like, yeah, that seems good.
AI could not write something this good. Trust me, this is amazing. Every piece of dialogue can only be made by a human being that has not talked to a regular person for like 30 years.
The problem with artificial intelligence is that it's intelligent. You need dumb as fuck people to write a TV show.
No, this is not even dumb. It's people that have never, like, left the bubble that they exist in, which is fucking Martha's Vineyard suicide cults.
The Lost Writers Room.
If you do that every day, this is how you write
And
now.
if we have Disney Plus, we could just watch it for free.
Oh my god, this is the TV show that was made for Lana Del Rey stans.
It's the Femcell show.
I'd just like to point out that this show is set in Maine, and we've spent this entire time and haven't made one Stephen King reference, and I'd just like to say I'm proud of all of us in this moment.
Yeah.
Until now, but, you know.
I made an H.P. Lovecraft reference.
That is true.
I do believe the time has come to answer that question that has baffled mankind and man turned into rose kind through the ages, namely, what's the attraction? So, obviously, a bunch of the Disney movies that this show is throwing haphazardly into its fucking gumbo have been made into Disney rides, but there's never been any official Once Upon a Time representation in the parks, unless, of course, you consider any of this canon, in which case I guess all of Fantasyland is Once Upon a Time representation. But, of course, now, this episode is really about love. It was their Valentine's Day episode, and people are gonna need to believe in love again, really. So they're going to watch this episode to find out what the hell love is all about, and it's going to be the most watched title on Disney+. They're going to need to find some way to work this specific episode into the parks. How are they going to do that, Madeline?
You go into Disneyland Park, and what you think is into Fantasyland, but in reality, it's actually the world's worst small town, where people are eating pie, having conversations with each other, and it's all really boring and stilted. And then it'll change, of course, right back to Fantasyland when you least expect it.
Chris!
Every single costumed character at a meet and greet in the park is going to be taken out of their actual character costume and put incognito into just guest clothing, and they're just going to walk around, and you're going to have no idea who the characters are until you meet that one performer who actually remembers who their costume character was before, and then they're going to identify for you who your kid should take a picture with.
Charlie!
You could certainly incorporate sort of a valet aspect where Rumpelstiltskin pulls you out of your car and beats you with a cane. Or, alternatively, you could tie in both this and Escape from Tomorrow and just offer more ways to cheat on your wife at the parks.
Veronika!
At the Grand Floridian at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, there is a lounge called the Enchanted Rose Lounge. They are going to put more edible rose petals into all the dishes and all of the cocktails, except they're people. Soylent Green is people, the roses are people, it's all people. And I will never be able to go there because it's in Orlando and I'm trans.
I'm gonna eat Gaston!
Everyone gets to eat Gaston.
Oh, I love molecular gastronomy.
And Aladdin, because still they think he's rather tasty. And he is.
Well, unfortunately, you're all wrong.
I've been waiting so many years to hear that I am wrong by Tony Goldmark.
What they are gonna do is their Zootopia attraction will be entirely you taking Judy Hopps as a lover when you're already married and giving her the wrong Valentine's Day card. And then she's gonna arrest you. And then it turns out you were really Rumpelstiltskin because the mayor of Disney is going to question you in your jail cell after Judy Hopps arrests you, and my brain is broken, so this makes no sense whatsoever.
Actually, Tony, it's perfect that you said that because I'm FBI and this is a sting operation, and that's enough for me to arrest you now.
Can we finish the show first?
Yeah, take your time.
Let it be known, Tony woofs Judy Hopps.
Whatever that means, I don't even want to finish the sentence. So, final verdict, folks, is Once Upon a Time, Season 1, Episode 12, Skin Deep, a Disney Plus or a Disney Minus? Veronika?
This is a Disney Plus. This is exactly my kind of schlock.
Are you shitting me?
This is the most insane, wonderful thing that I've ever seen in my life. It doesn't matter if it's absurd on purpose or not. It's blowing my mind, and I love every second of it. It's the same reason I love wrestling. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It simply is.
Definitely the same storytelling as wrestling. You're absolutely right.
Exactly.
Charlie, plus or minus?
Plus on one condition. If you're in a state besides Texas, go to the pharmacy and pick up the product called Delta 8. Ask for that and wait about an hour.
2 pluses already. Wow. Chris, plus or minus?
This is basically a Disney soap opera, which means it's totally gonna be for somebody. I am not that somebody. For me personally, this is a Disney minus. It is the most boring, stilted thing I've ever seen. My soul felt empty while I was watching it, and attempting to learn more about it and comprehend the breadth of its lore was literal mental torture.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, that's a minus from me.
Madeline?
It's the worst thing I've ever seen, but I'm going to binge the whole show once this is over. I have to give it a Disney Plus for that.
What?
Well, it's like what Chris said. The person he describes is me.
Yes.
It's awful. But this is what soap operas are. They're trash, but they're delicious trash.
This is a show for trans girls who were on Tumblr and wanted a show that was like Supernatural, but was never good.
Yes.
Wait, hang on. Did unanimously all of the trans femmes give it a Disney Plus?
Fucking of course we did!
Yeah, we sent it out in our mailer. Last week, yeah. You didn't get it?
So I guess the two cis people in this episode are giving it a cisne minus. Because I gotta side with cis NEBERGALL.
It's not for you.
Okay, Tony, that does not mean what you think it means.
Oh, it doesn't?
Cisne sounds very much like another thing. That's why I'm saying maybe watch that one.
Okay, maybe not. But I do have to side with Chris here. This is a hard Disney minus for me. This has not been the luckiest Patreon request month for me. Obviously, it's all randomizer picked, so there's no conscious decision of which requests get picked, but of the 5 Patreon request month episodes this year, not a single one has gotten unanimous Disney Pluses.
Ooh.
I've given a Disney Plus to exactly one of the 5, which was last episode we covered Star Wars Visions, and even that one almost got unanimous Disney Pluses, but we covered 2 different shorts, and Santana gave a plus to one and a minus to the other. Otherwise, from me, the Patreon requests have been all Disney minuses this year.
This is for Chip and Dale!
And Once Upon a Time, yeah, it's got its audience, but I'm noticing all 3 of the people in this call who have given it a Disney Plus, y'all seem to be doing it ironically.
Okay, hold on a sec. I mean, you are right. You are right to a degree. However, I'm excited to watch the show.
But not because it's genuinely good, because it's fucking bonkers.
But I think it'll be a fun time.
Bonkers is not in it, Tony.
Why do we watch The Room? Why do we watch Birdemic? I would never say this is art. In fact, it seems to be the opposite because it's a corporate, disgusting pile of blender garbage.
Yep.
But it's fun trash. Sometimes you want to eat a Dorito. It's fine.
None of our careers exist if a guy had not made 2 fucking robot puppets and watched a bunch of bad movies. None of our careers exist if that doesn't happen.
That is actually true.
I can see how this would be a fun kind of bad. But for me, I just turned 40, you know, I have a limited amount of time on this planet.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste any more of my life watching any more of this show. Disney minus.
I need trashier trash
Yeah.
to hate watch it. This is just mediocre, empty garbage. I did not experience the joy that I sometimes do from watching really bad stuff. I just felt bored and empty.
If there's anyone who's on the fence and maybe feels that way, watch the Dwarf Egg episode and then see if this is your trash.
That does sound like the clincher, yeah.
But I will say this, as a Beauty and the Beast adaptation, it's still better than the Emma Watson movie.
Concurred.
Yeah, there you go.
Who's got stuff to plug?
Madeline and I did a podcast called Land Before Time Land during quarantine where we watched all 14 Land Before Time movies, which is a little bit more my kind of trash to hate watch. So go check that out if you're interested.
I released a single if you like music.
It's great.
I hate music.
I have a single called Try on my Bandcamp, Madeline MAYE. I have a YouTube channel, OnlyFans. You want to see my feet? Go to onlyfans.com/friendlier catwife. And then just Twitter, friendly catwife.
I run the Cuddlepunk YouTube channel where I interview basically anybody that I want to. I have interviewed Tony, and also we did a fun bit video where I had him rank every single one of Weird Al Yankovic's polka medleys. It's a really good video. You should all watch that. Look up Cuddlepunk and then find the one that has the rabbit logo on it. Also, by the time this episode is out, I will have officially launched the Cuddlepunk podcast. It's going to be very fun. You can find me at Veronika_VEXED. That's Veronika with a K on Twitter and Instagram and Blue Sky, because I'm still holding on to Twitter as long as I can, but I know I'm going to have to jump ship.
If you enjoyed my loud ADHD non-binary take on swashbucklers, fairy tales, and high fantasy, I have a video on YouTube called Well Abridge Me Princess. It's an abridged series of the 1989 Zelda cartoon, but written with Ella Cesare, former guest, who knows nothing about Zelda, to make sure it could be accessible to anyone. I voice both Link and Zelda, and they're lesbians now, I decided. Frequent guest David Gansel voices one of the villain's henchmen.
I gotta say, I've actually seen some of it. It is very funny.
Thank you!
I was really impressed by it, yeah.
I also, eventually, at some point in the future, have a podcast coming out with Ella Cesare and David Gansel about the mid-season replacement for Once Upon a Time, Gallivant, which is better.
I'd say much better. Weird Al's in Gallivant, so right away it's better for me.
That's true.
And as always, you can follow me on Twitter at Tony Goldmark, and you can also follow this show on Twitter at EFVD Podcast. I've also got a Facebook fan group you can join called Some Jerk with a Fan Club, and I've got a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tony Goldmark, where you can find all 3 seasons of my web series, Some Jerk with a Camera, along with a bunch of other videos about movies and theme parks, and even a few scant episodes of this very podcast. You can find every episode of this podcast at pipedreampodcast.com, as well as all the usual outlets like Audible, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. If you like what you've been hearing and you'd like to help us out, please subscribe, please leave a review, please give us 5 stars, please share with your friends and enemies. All that stuff helps us get discovered by the almighty algorithm. If you'd like to help us out even more, you can donate to my Patreon, patreon.com/Tony Goldmark, where if you pledge any amount, even the bare minimum of $1 a month, you get to hear new episodes of this podcast ad-free and 1 day early. Once again, that is patreon.com/Tony Goldmark. Special thanks to all my patrons. You don't know how much it means to me. And special thanks in particular to Nick F. for requesting Once Upon a Time Season 1, Episode 12, Skin Deep. And thank you, dear listeners, for joining me and my guests for our 4th annual Patreon Request Month. Big congratulations to everyone whose request was picked this year, namely Tony Kogan, Nick F., Jinx Productions, Jonathan Liebrack, Gordon Rajani, and Andrew Weiss. And thank you to everyone who submitted a request. Like I said last time, if the randomizer overlooked your request this year, despair not, for we shall do Patreon Request Month again. But in the meantime, I have a very important question for our very good friend, Miss Madeline May.
Yes.
Madeline, I don't know if you've been counting, but this episode we just recorded on Once Upon a Time just so happened to be your 10th time as a guest on this very podcast. And to commemorate this momentous milestone, it's time to give you the option of Guest's Choice.
Be our guest.
Choice.
Be our guest.
Choice.
Put our service to the test.
Choice.
This is very exciting.
Now, I know you know the drill, Madeline, but
Yes.
for any listeners who don't know how Guest Choice works, Guest Choice basically works like a free sandwich punch card. Once you've been a guest on this podcast 10 times, you get one episode where we bypass the randomizer entirely and cover what you want us to cover. It can be anything you want as long as it's available on Disney Plus in the US and it's never been covered on the show before. Now, you don't have to use this option right away. You can think about it, keep it in your back pocket if you like, for as long as you like. As long as this podcast is still going, it'll never expire as long as you don't use it. But once you finally do use it, it's gone forever. You don't get another one after you've been on the podcast 20 times or 30 times or 100 times. Everyone only gets one, and once it's gone, it's gone. I kind of sound like Rumpelstiltskin myself, outlining this deal with the devil you're making.
Giving me these riddles 3, yeah.
With all that in mind, Madeline, would you like to come back on next week's episode and use your guest choice option, or keep it in your back pocket?
Tony, I would like to use it.
She's gonna use it, folks! That means we are temporarily setting the randomizer aside and instead asking that most important question. Madeline May, what is your guest choice?
I'm going to pick one of my favorite cartoons of all time, The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Season 1, Episode 4, Find Her, Keep Her, aka the Cassie episode.
All right, join us next week right here on Escape from Walt Disney when we will cover Madeline May's guest choice, The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Season 1, Episode 4, Find Her, Keep Her.
Come on home where your video's playing. Good times are waiting, it's true. Come where your family is waiting for Walt Disney and you. Walt Disney and you. Walt Disney and you.
The Queen! Your friend, the Queen!